up, guys? I'm Ben.
And I'm Tommy.
And we are talking board games.
We are talking board games, and today specifically we are talking this board game, Pulsar 2849.
I was trying to think of something like cool, like I get the Pulsar 2840. Is that a Pulsar?
That was a Pulse. R.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyways, Pulsar.
Terrible game. Don't buy it. Turn this off, and you're good. No, actually, it's a simple game. Dice drafting.
Yeah. Do you want me to explain real quick?
Feel free. Yeah.
So you have these dice. You're rolling them each round. You're drafting dice, and these dice fuel your actions. There's a number of things you can do with the dice, and it's all just based on the number.
Mm-hmm.
You're moving your ship. You're claiming pulsars. You're starting your gyrodens spinning on these pulsars, which are going to generate points. You're
I have no idea what
patenting
you're talking
technology. I don't know. But you're buying these transmitters and you're activating those, which are going to give you recurring benefits.
There's a lot of really cool.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff to do.
As far as dice drafting goes, I want to say that this probably has some of the most choices that you can do with that die.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like, I'm specifically thinking La Granja, Grand Austria Hotel.
Well, each die is associated with one action in those games.
Generally, yeah.
Well, sometimes it's like a one or the other. It's like, I take this, I either get a pig in La Granja or I get 3 coins. Like, that's what my choice is. But this, it's like, I'm taking a 5.
I'm taking this, and then I'm going to do the... Oh, but I can also do the... Oh, wow, shoot. I can also go over there.
And I take that die too, then I'll be able to purchase that and activate that.
And I think that's one of the worst things about this as well. The choices are so great, and you feel like you can't do everything. Which in a game sometimes frustrates me, because I want to do everything.
It goes both ways, yeah. Sometimes it's super frustrating. Other times it's like...
You have so many choices.
It drives that tension.
Uh-huh.
You feel that intense need to be efficient and to maximize your turns, but when there's so much you can do, you never quite feel like you're getting there, which is both frustrating.
Right, exactly.
And,
Yeah. No, it's a great game. And I think after we played this, I said that it was my favorite dice drafting game so far.
Mm-hmm.
I may like La Granja a little bit more, just because of the Euro-iness of the game.
La Granja has many more mechanisms coming together. Yes. Many more mechanisms coming together to kind of create a more complete package. This is almost a one-trick pony. You're dice drafting, and are there more mechanics than that? There's not.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay, no, I see.
That's it. Your actions are your drafts.
There's point-to-point movement.
You get a little point-to-point. That's true. There's the map that adds a little extra to it.
Yeah, and I mean, you could say worker placement with the things that you're putting out to claim different things.
I guess with the technologies, you're kind of locking those up.
Yeah.
But for the most part,
it's really... The thing that's great about this game is the replayability.
Oh.
Like, there's you turn the boards over, you have extra boards. It's kind of like Gaia Project in that aspect, where you have just a bunch of different ways that you can play this. Now, it's not going to change the game immensely each time.
No, the game plays the same.
But it'll have some different paths to each.
Your decisions will be varied based on, the different paths, like you said.
Right.
Like the end game scoring, we had those 3 different options, but there are 3 other boards with different end game scoring.
Right, and there's double sides to each one.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a good game. I enjoy the game quite a bit. One of the things that this game does well, that a lot of games like this do well, is here's how you get points, go in this direction.
Yeah.
Right? Based on the boards that come up. You really have a dedicated path that you need to go down.
The in-game scoring does provide that.
Which is another thing that I don't love about some games. Which is weird.
Yes.
But take for example, shoot, I just brought this up the other day and now I can't even remember what it is.
You bring up lots of stuff.
I do bring up lots of stuff. But anyway, Dinosaur Island.
Uh-huh.
I brought this up in Dinosaur Island. I love games where you have a sandbox. A good amount of decisions.
Yeah.
Okay? And this has that.
In spades.
Yes. It does it really well. I could start getting points every turn and get a ton of points throughout the game. Or I could just chunk out on huge amounts of points here and there and try to win that way. Or I could go for the endgame scoring, or I could really mix it up and kind of do a little bit of both. or I could try to get all my people out there and just get a ton of points that way.
And what's cool is you're scoring as you go, which I'm not a huge fan of. A lot of times I like the games where it's like, all right, let's reveal.
Let's see who's everybody got.
Yeah, how did you... But this one, like, there's so many points to be had.
Yeah. You can't,
even though you're scoring as you go,
you can't bank on it.
You can't. There's no guarantee who's winning at any given time. It all comes down to the last round.
But when you take a game that has as much decisions as this does, and you say, this is how you're going to score points this game, I like that less, right? Like, for example, Lisboa. Lisboa is a very open game. Okay, so, I can come over here and I can build a bunch of shops, go for a long-term strategy, get my shops out there really quickly, get some points from that, or I could go and I could build the, I don't remember what they're called on the side, advertisers or whatever it's called. I could go for those, get a bunch of cubes super fast, try to make the game really short, and go for a very quick game. And I've done both, and it's a lot of fun. And I like being able to do whichever one I want, whenever I want. This takes that away from you. By guiding you in a specific direction based on...
I don't know if it guides you so much as it... In Lisboa, you do have that, but it's not apparent.
If you don't get the endgame scoring, I feel.
I don't know.
I mean...
I think you're going to get one of the three regardless.
That's true. This is true. Whatever you do, you'll probably get one of the three.
That's the guy we're playing with was Johnny's like, how do you not get that endgame scoring bonus? And I was like... If you
beats me, we all got
I figure you will, but I guess you don't have to. Like, that's the thing. You could just say, you know, if we're all going to get that, there's no real benefit in getting it. So I'm going to try and, you know, put my effort somewhere else.
Sure.
But, like, in Lisboa, you're right. Like, there's lots of things you can do, but when you sit down, it's not readily apparent. You're not like...
No, not at all.
There's so many avenues to
victory. This really helps
you. But this does. Yeah. This gives you that. You're like, I see that this many points I'll score from doing this.
Which really makes it an easier game to get into.
Much easier to get into.
Don't get me wrong. This isn't like... Ticket to Ride status or anything like that. But
it's fairly straightforward because you choose a die and everything you can do is laid out in front of you.
Everything has a die next to it. It's like, do this.
Yeah, it's making those decisions and doing it right that is where it comes to.
And maximizing your turns. Because you could take a bunch of turns getting these plus and minuses and...
not do anything.
And not do anything, but...
Well, can I talk about the dice drafting real quick? Because this is something that I think is really interesting that this does well. So not only does the dice determine all your actions elsewhere, like you're not like, I'm taking this 2, I have to do that. But the way you draft those moves you up and down on those 2 tracks,
right? Yeah, that's so interesting.
So if you take these lower numbered dice that are typically less useful...
They're generally less useful.
Yeah. You're able to move up either in initiative and turn order or up like in this resource generation or engineering track where you're doing these cubes every turn. But if you take these higher numbered that you need for certain things to score points, you're moving down. And so there's this kind of push and pull as you're drafting these dice as people are moving up and down the initiative and up and down the engineering track. And it's like, but then he's going to get first player next turn. But I need first player. I really need. So if I take this one here, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I can guarantee myself first player.
Yeah.
And so that's a whole nother level into that dice draft that I haven't seen in any other dice draft.
Really good mechanic to kind of... And a lot of games, what they'll do is, 1 gets you this, 2 gets you this, 3 gets you this. What do you need? Whereas the 1, the 2's, and it's constantly changing with the tech tree requiring different values and the gyrosphere scope things, whatever they're called, gyrodynes, requiring also different values. So like it's this constant push and pull of, this turn I need a 6, but next turn I'll need this 1.
And that's the thing though. You can plan or set yourself up so that the next turn you need low numbers.
Right.
And then you can take advantage of that track, take the 1s or the 2s, and shoot up in initiative or shoot up in engineering.
If
you're able to do that.
It's a really cool mechanic, and you don't think that you'll be like, oh, I won't worry about it. I'll be 3rd player and whatever, or I won't get any cubes, and then you're like, man, I really wish I had some cubes this turn. But no, it's a really cool game. It's fairly clean. It's not too fiddly.
The technologies and stuff. There's a lot of iconography.
That is true. The iconography is kind of a pain.
Tom said this. He said once you play through the game and you start realizing what they are, they're pretty repetitive. Like
I agree with that.
I feel like we could probably flip over and look at the other side of those tech boards and know what 70-80% of them mean.
Easily.
But there's a lot, as you're taking that in at first. But it's come with a really good guide as it tells you basically word for word what everything does.
There's not like a super huge ton of strategy, I feel. Strategically, it's pretty good. It's probably halfway between like what I'd hope for in a strategy game and what I would avoid from no strategy whatsoever.
I mean, like tactics, like turn-to-turn decisions.
Yeah, but it's got enough strategy that it's interesting to me.
Yeah.
That I'd want to sit down and I'd want to try, going this route or going this route.
Well, even with the tech tree, you can see what the end game scoring and some of those things are later on that you can lock, and that'll, give you
help as well. Yeah.
Decision space at the beginning of the league.
Yeah. All in all,
yeah,
good game.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, check it out. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Pretty please. Never mind, don't do that.
No,
Apparently
do that. I was just gonna mention.
You said doo-doo.
That's the second time tonight.
On film, you said doo-doo.
Last time too. You're funny. The designer is Vladimir Suchi. Do you know his other games? Or two of his more popular games?
I should.
You played
Sounds
one
familiar.
and you weren't super hot on it. And that's why I want to bring this up, because I think that you like this game substantially more than his other one.
Okay.
Vladimir Suchi is Last Will and The Prodigal's Club.
Last Will was fine.
Did you like it okay?
Yeah, it was okay. I rated it fairly high.
Very different games.
Yes.
Last Will and Prodigal's Club are fairly similar, but this is a whole...
Oh, yeah, this is way different.
So if you, for some reason, were thinking, oh, it's his game, I wouldn't, take that with more than a grain of salt.
Yeah. If you like dice drafting, definitely check this out.
if you like dice and you like...
drafting them.
Space. We're done!
And if you like dice, subscribe to us.
Yeah.
Also comment, share, please. Like as well. Help get the word out. We love you guys. And see you next time.
Peace.
Bye.